Hi all, it's the end of week 2 of global sustainability. This week we focused on environmental issues, delving into the ways in which humans impact the environment. We looked at the US biosphere experiment in the 1980s that was a complete failure, but in failing held important messages about the complexity of Earth's natural biosphere. We considered the capacity of our Earth to carry or sustain the global human population, given levels of consumption, and had a stark reminder of this through the ecological footprint calculator. Most of you recognized that the ecological footprint calculator was thought-provoking and for many quite confronting, but also possibly a little too simplified. It was heartening to see many of you noting areas where you felt you might take more action. We then looked at the concept of tipping points and precautionary measures that should be invoked through environmental laws wherever there are developments that might threaten human or environmental health. The concept of ecosystems and services within these, provisioning, regulating, cultural, and supporting, was discussed. And importantly, we unpicked notions of value, considering the different ways in which people value the environment. This led us neatly into sustainability paradigms, anthropocentrism, as dominant in Western philosophy, religion, and science, and non-anthropocentric perspectives, including ecocentrism and biocentrism. We questioned assumptions that all human interactions with nature are negative, and again, the multiple complex ways that Indigenous peoples have lived on and managed landscapes throughout history was highlighted. Across the group, we have an interesting spread of beliefs about preferred paradigms that is unsurprising given the diversity of our lived experiences. The second discussion on strengths and limitations of these paradigms provided some really interesting reflections. There were similarities with the week 1 discussion related to the importance of recognizing the full ecosystem, that ever-important connectivity. Many of you have made the point that individual actions alone are insufficient, and that there is a need for collective societal action, also led by large corporations and governments. It's been a great week with some really fascinating discussions. Don't forget that next week, Tuesday the 1st of October, we have our live discussion and Q&A at 12 noon Brisbane time. We will be joined by Professor Jackie Croak, Professor in Climate, Environment and Sustainability, and QUT Resilience Director, and Associate Professor Hope Johnson of the QUT Centre for Justice and Australian Research Council Discovery Early Career Fellow. They will give short presentations on the work of their research centres in relation to sustainability, and you'll also have the chance to ask them questions too. Thanks to Rosina and Jeffrey for already posting questions. I'll be sure to pass these on to Hope and Jackie for their consideration. Keep the great discussions going, and I'll see you next week as we delve more deeply into the topic of social sustainability.